同学们，大家好，欢迎你回来练习语法。这是向老师。So everyone, welcome back. This is our part 3 of the unit, practice unit on discourse particles. 也、还、都、又、在。In this section, we're going to be using lots of discourse examples, longer stretches of authentic discourse examples to show how these particles help to build longer coherent discourse, help you to express your attitudes and stances, and help you to make strategic moves in communication. We have about 10 examples, so please stay focused. This is rather a long video. So the first one comes from a magazine feature of a very well-known Chinese actress, Hong Kong actress. Her name is Zhong Chu-hong. Zhong Chu-hong. So maybe you don't know her, but she's known to be someone who knows how to maintain her youthful look. So she writes how she maintains her youthful look. She says, 身材走样了. 走样 means losing your shape. 了 change of state. So your body shape, it's now this losing its original shape. 面上 on the face. 多了几条皱纹. On your face, there's a couple of more wrinkles. 那又如何 form register, a choice for what about it? 如何那又如何那又 together gives you an attitudinal expression. So what? 那 so you gives the idea of on top of what is being talked about. So what? So the idea 那又如何身材走样了面上多了几条皱纹那又如何 So the body losing its shape. On the face they have a couple more wrinkles. So what? 随着年龄逐年增加随着 to go with, to go along with, to accompany 年龄 age 逐年增加 a full character expression 逐年 with the years 增加 increase. So when I get older, 随着年龄逐年增加 when my age keeps increasing, 我唯一可以做的唯一 the only thing 可以没做 do the nominalizer to make it into a noun. So the only thing I may do 是让自己 to make myself 就算老 even if old something 要活得更好 I gotta live a better life. So this is her motto, like no matter how I get aged, increases, I will live a good life. 身材走样了面上多了几条皱纹那又如何随着年龄逐年增加我唯一可以做的是让自己就算老也要活得更好就算也 as a pattern, if you remember, as a fixed pattern, even if, still. So even I'm getting old, I'm still gonna live a good life, even better life. So as you can see, the highlights in different colors here are those discourse particles. It helps to build connected discourse, and it helps to give your attitude. The next slide has selected sentences from Yao Ming's My World, My Dream. So there are a couple of relatable scenarios. First one is he has always been very tall. When he was in school, he was worried that it's going to be really troublesome if we keep growing. For example, you won't have a girlfriend, and you're so let's read this part. 大一些就开始想自己这么高会有多么麻烦，比如说找不到女朋友。我 something something， 担心自己的孩子会长得更高，因为孩子一般 something something 比父母高。So here he's talking about 大一些 when I get older 就开始想 or start to think 自己这么高 I myself so tall 会有多么麻烦 It's gonna be so much trouble 比如说 for example 找不到女朋友 I can't find a girlfriend This is children's thinking 我担心 worry my own child gonna be even taller because children usually grow taller than their parents. So in the two blanks, what particles do you use to express the idea of this is what I'm worried about, this is an additional thing I'm worried about because children gonna be much taller than parents. Yeah, so the first blank we want to put yeah there because it helps to make the two sentences connected. So I can't find girlfriend. I'm also worrying about my children growing taller than me. Yeah, it connects the two worries. So second one, 孩子一般都比父母高，都 helps to give the idea that this is a universal truth. Children, all of the children are taller than their parents. Let's see how worried he is. Okay, so next example, he was describing a game when his team is losing quite a bit in the last 1 minute, but in the end, dramatically they won, and he helped to do it. So, 我们在剩下的 left 剩下1分钟的时候 something something 落后10分 So what if we want to say we are still 10 points behind yet still when it's only 1 minute left 但最后获胜了 But in the end we won 我得了7分 I earned 7 points So you're talking about it's 1 minute left and still. So the idea of still is it's a breaching of expectation or a breaching of a normal scenario. 就的还落后10分 gives the idea. Number 3. Here他 refers to Yao Ming. It's a different person being interviewed about Yao Ming. So he cannot start training yet because he hasn't got a contract. So which word would you use here to say the idea is that he can start training because he yet has no contract? 他不能训练 He can't do that. 他还 not yet 还没有合同 contract 他还没有合同 The last one, Yao Ming is talking about how English and Chinese differs. You know, Chinese has tones, so if the tone is not correct, the word might mean different things. And his name is like that because his name is Yao Ming. If you don't get the tones right, you may say it as Yao Ming. Yao Ming in Chinese means I'm gonna get your life. So he's making a joke there. It goes like this. 英文和中文还有 there's still yet more 还有一个很大的区别 difference 中文字声调不同则意思不同声调不同 the tones being different 则 is a very formal register and transitional word meaning then 中文字音调不同则then 意思不同 meaning being different. So what word would you use here to make a connection with the idea of tones being different then something else is also different meaning being different. 也不同 Then he gives example 比如说水可以是水 water 睡 to sleep or 谁 who名字也是这样 So names also like this 我的名字如果声调不对的话就变成了要命 So as you can see, 2也 here gets the idea also out, and it also helps to connect every new sentence with the previous sentence because the meaning keeps growing, but still all the idea units are connected using those adverbs. Continue on with an excerpt from Yao Ming. And so here the first one is an example where people comment on their impressions of Yao Ming. So one basketball player says, 这个大个子, so this big guy, 大个子 big guy, big bold guy, 不懂英语 don't understand English, something something, 是不远万里从中国而来，不远万里，不远万里。This is a fixed expression, an idiom. It means don't even consider 10,000 miles as far. So that means you traveled so far away from here to here. 不远万里 coming from tens of thousands miles away. 是不远万里从中国而来。From China, she's been coming from China. 和他同场打球 with him, same court, play ball, so play in the same court. 对我来说 for me 是种疯狂的体验 It is a kind of crazy experience. So 这个大个子不懂英语，这个大个子不懂英语，又是不远万里，又是 so on top of that, you helps to give the idea of on top of that. So he doesn't understand English, and on top of that, he's from China. 不懂英语，又是不远万里从中国而来，和他同场打球，对我来说是种疯狂的体验。体验 experience. So next example, Yao Ming talks about how when he played, he completely ignored the audience existence. He knows he's proud of himself that he can perform very well under big pressure. So he says, 我就忘记了观众的存在 existence, 观众 audience, so I would forget the audience existed. 知道了自己在如此陌生 something, so know that I myself would be such a strange, new, 压力巨大 big pressure, 压力 pressure 巨大 huge, gigantic 的场合 venue 场合 venue 能做到这样 I can be like this, calm and fighting hard 真是一件好事 This is such a good thing. So he's saying 我就忘记了观众的存在，知道了自己在如此陌生又 on top of that, so it's strange, it's a new situation, and on top of that is a huge pressure. 又压力巨大的场合能做到这样，真是一件好事。So next example, Yao Ming was talking about there's a situation where he asked someone a question, but that person didn't answer him back. He asked again, that person didn't answer him back yet again. So 他只给了我一个答案 So he just gave me one answer, 但跟我的问题无关 no relation, but it's irrelevant to my question. So you know how people answer you without answering your question, giving you something irrelevant. So 他只给了我一个答案，但跟我的问题无关。So if you want to say I asked again, 我又问了一遍，他还是没有直接回答我。He still didn't answer me directly. So you can see these adverbs help to convey the idea of every sentence you have here is connected to the previous sentence. So he didn't answer my question straightforwardly. Then I asked again, and he yet again didn't answer that straightforwardly. 他只给了我一个答案，但跟我的问题无关。我又问了一遍， 他还是没有直接回答我。Next example comes from Journey, Lost on Journey clip, 人在囧途。And you can use the clip to test your listening comprehension. It's very quick, colloquial speech style.
你这个也不让我带，你这个也不让我带，你这行李还让我去托运。行，我当你我一会儿去托运去。可是我这瓶牛奶，为什么就不让带？
不好意思，先生，根据民航局的规定，液体一律不准带上飞机。
我们坐火车这些都让带，坐飞机喂。
不好意思，这真的不能带上飞机。
Okay, so if you followed our other lecture series, you know that 人在囧途 features the farmer, who you saw flying for the first time. So he's now at the security checking point. He didn't realize that all the things he brought could not be put on the plane because they're metal, and he has knives, I think, and also he brought a carton of milk. And he uses adverbs, very important for conveying his idea that he's getting impatient and in disbelief. So one more time, see if you can catch the entire interaction.
你这个也不让我带，你这个也不让我带，你这行李还让我去托运。行，我当你我一会儿去托运去。可是我这瓶牛奶，为什么就不让带？
不好意思，先生，根据民航局的规定，液体一律不准带上飞机。
我们坐火车这些都让带，坐飞机喂。
不好意思，这真的不能带上飞机。
Okay, so these are sentences that are relevant for looking at adverbs here. If you recall, the farmer says, 你这个不让带，不让 not allowed to bring on, 带 bring on. 这个不让带 so pen and pot. 这些行李 luggage, these luggages 让我托运 ask me to put it in the so cannot be carry on. He has to send it in to be scanned. 行，我答应你 okay, I agree with you. 答应 means I'm gonna do what you want me to do. 我答应你，一会儿就去托运去。So I'm gonna go 托运 in a minute. 可是我这瓶牛奶 but my bottle of milk 为什么就不让带 Why I can't bring milk on the airplane? So the adverbs we use here is 也 So this you don't allow to bring in, that you don't allow to bring in. So everything you don't allow me to bring in, he's using 也 to mark that it's in addition. So just getting impatient. 你这个也不让带，这个也不让带，这些行李还让我去托运，还 so 还 means that you even ask me to do this as a counter to expectation or against my expectation. 这些行李还让我去托运，行，我答应你，一会儿就去托运去。可是我这瓶牛奶为什么就不让带 So what on earth? Why you don't let me to bring the milk on? The second example, because the farmer has only ridden on the train before. You know, when you ride on the train, you can bring a lot of things with you. There's no regulation on liquids. So he says, 我们坐火车，这些 all the things here 都让带的，都让带的。带的 to bring on things that you can bring on. 带 helps to get the idea that this is universally true. It applies to all the things, including the pot, the pans, the milk. They all are allowed. 我们都让带的。So the next example comes from a dinner time in this mock situation comedy, martial arts genre, situational comedy. They are at a dinner table time. This is one of the girl helpers in the inn. This is an inn. She has been frozen through the martial arts of punctuation. I don't know if you're familiar with martial arts, but there's a pressure point on your body. If you get punctured in the correct way, one of the places, you can be frozen like this. So she was frozen, and the rest of her buddies, friends, are having dinner.
哎，我说怎么的，一块吃点儿。
开饭了。
吃吧。
哎呀，不要抢，4个菜呢，还有1大碗汤，够吃。
你客气点儿，刚在厨房都吃2大骨头棒子了。
你没啃呐？你再敢说你没啃？
我啃的不都你剩下的吗？
So this is a funny clip. They are at the dinner table, and as you know, the boss, the innkeeper, speaks with different variety of Mandarin Chinese. So I hope you understand what she says. It's a different variety, slightly different accent, and so they are starting to eat, and then the boss tells them, "Don't worry, don't rush. There's still a lot of food. There are 4 dishes today." And then the cook, because he's always hungry, he's eating all the good things, like putting meat on his own plate. And then this guy here, Bai, says, "Well, be a little bit gentle. Consider other people. Don't just get all the things to your own plate. You already had gnawed on some bones back in the kitchen." And then he says, "Well, you tell me that you didn't do that either," because he also ate the pork bones. And then Bai says, "Well, I only ate your leftovers." So the discourse particles in this scenario is quite interesting. I'll play it one more time and see if you can catch the gist of the whole thing.
哎，我说怎么的，一块吃点儿。
开饭了。
吃吧。
哎呀，不要抢，4个菜呢，还有1大碗汤，够吃。
你客气点儿，刚在厨房都吃2大骨头棒子了。
你没啃呐？你再敢说你没啃？
我啃的不都你剩下的吗？
So this is a very natural interaction. There's lots of idiomatic expressions you can learn to see how people talk at dinner table time. For example, we repeat invitation words like 来来来 or 开饭啦, repetition. So let's see some of the expressions here. So the cook was joking to the frozen girls because he knows that she cannot move. So he says, 我说怎么的? So, what about it? 一块吃点, come eat together. Then the boss says, 开饭啦. 开饭了 is a formulaic expression at the meal time. It means open meal now. It just basically says time to eat. 开饭啦. And then Bai says, 来吃. Come eat. 吃饭. Eat and eat. This is a very typical, casual invitation for people to gather and eat. 来吃饭，开饭了. And then they look so hungry, and the boss says, 哎呀，不要抢. Don't fight over each other. 不要抢 to grab, to fight over things. 不要抢. 4个菜呢 remind you 4 dishes. Something. 有1大碗汤. So there's yet one big bowl of soup. 够吃的. It's enough to eat. So the particle we can use here is 还, which gives you the comforting sense that there's yet, besides the 4 dishes, there's yet a big bowl of soup. It's enough for everyone. And then Bai talks to cook because the cook is eating voraciously. And Bai says, 你客气点. 客气 means be a bit more gentle, be a bit more considerate, polite, courteous. 刚才在厨房 just now in the kitchen, 都吃2大骨头棒子了. 2 2 大骨头 big bones 棒子 like drumstick. So you ate 2 big bones already. This is you know, when you're cooking, you prepare meat dishes. There are leftover bones, and you can eat on those. And 都 here helps to convey the idea that even that happened. So you've already eaten these big bones. And the cook challenges him, says, 你没啃啊? So you didn't do it? You are now talking to me about it. 啃 is a verb that is similar to English word gnawing, like gnawing on something. You know, we gnaw on bones, right? To get the tiny bits of meat off the bone. 你没啃啊? So you didn't do it? 你再敢说你没啃? So he's challenging him. Say that you didn't gnaw on the bones one more time. 你再 so 再 helps to convey the idea that I'm challenging you to do that one more time. 你再敢 dare to 说你没啃. So I challenge you dare to say you didn't gnaw on the bones one more time. And then Bai backs down and said 我啃的. So those that I gnawed on, 那不都是你剩下的吗? Aren't those all your leftovers? This is just a funny scenario. Like he is eating the cook's leftover bones. 我啃的那不都是你剩下的吗? 都 together with 那不都是 forms a pattern of on those all.